Hello Kaiju fans, welcome back to the Kaiju World Order. My name is MM, and today I am going to talk about Lanard Toys and my general feelings in the direction that this company has gone since the days of doing figures for Kong Skull Island and Rampage. And I really think that's it. I know they had some stuff way before then that were almost like borderline G.I. Joe ripoffs, and then they seen, oh well, we can get a lot of money for doing kaiju stuff. And to be fair, their Rampage stuff is really nice. I have the larger 3 figures of that line, and they're nothing to write home about. They're clearly kids' toys, but they're solid, and they're good figures. Be it if you want to be a kid and smash them together, or if you're like me and you just put them on a shelf and then you like barely ever touch them. And the King Kong, they had a very, very big one, and it paired very nicely with the Jakks Pacific Godzilla 2014 that was released about 2 years beforehand. Unfortunately, something's changed in Lanard, and really, the best way to say this is everything they do now just comes off as bootleg. Official bootlegs. And doing giant ape monsters is one thing. King Kong is a classic monster, 100%. But in the terms of originality, he's not really. He's literally just a giant gorilla. That's how a lot of companies have gotten away with doing King Kong knockoffs. However, Lanard is taking it another step past that. They have partnered with an AI organization that is supposedly only doing work for the package designs, and that definitely does show, especially when you see some of the other ones where it looks like they just took the Kong Skull Island icon or banner from their previous releases and dumbed it down into AI. But now they're doing Godzilla stuff. And wow, I never thought I would see a day where a company like this, a named company, not some like little factory in Mexico or Vietnam pooping out wannabe Godzilla figures like there's always been. This is a mainstream toy company that sells merchandise in Walmart or Targets or wherever. Either way, this is not a cheap little company. Yeah, it's not a Hasbro, it's not a Bandai. I don't want to say it's on par with Super 7 because I don't really know. But if they are, this sets a very, very bad precedent. So, they have unveiled, and it's been shown off for a while, their Big Man and Kaiju, which is virtually just it looks like an AI Godzilla. It's clearly based on the MonsterVerse Godzilla, with weird fins going down its back, really being the only difference that would make anybody say, oh, that's not Godzilla. But to anybody else, like a non-fan that sees this, that's Godzilla. It's straight up Godzilla. And what's really mind-blowing for me on this is Toho has to be aware of this. Toho, back in the day, was a beast when it came to lawsuits against anybody that even so much as took the concept of Godzilla and tweaked it a bit. And what I mean by that is Toho has taken companies from Subway to... There was a car company that they even took to court and won for having a video of a flame-breathing monster playing. And now Lanard, who has ties to Toho from Legendary and the MonsterVerse, is just pooping out their own Godzilla now, and it looks horrible. Supposedly, as I said, the AI is only supposed to be being used for the packaging of these things. But looking at the monster itself, I mean, it looks like an AI art Godzilla. If this thing was anything else other than this, I could see someone like Dangerville using it as thumbnail art for their clickbait bullshit. But going back to Kong, just looking back at some of their previous releases, again, I've not paid attention to this company at all. But here is a cyborg gorilla monster that they did, which is, again, a neat concept. It's been done before, but it's not something that's highly original in the end anyway. But the face and the head here, that's not a gorilla. That is very much clearly MonsterVerse Kong. MonsterVerse Kong doesn't have a standard gorilla head. He does not have a standard gorilla face. MonsterVerse Kong was designed to be a monster first and a gorilla second. That's why he does not look like the Peter Jackson King Kong, and that is why this cyber gorilla from Lanard and this other thing, this boss man or whatever they're calling their King Kong, it's clearly just MonsterVerse Kong. And nobody's shutting this shit down. It's mind-blowing to me. And it's just a sign of the times. There's been times Toho has really pissed me off, such as when they stopped supporting crossovers way back in the day. Such as the ones Dark Horse wanted to do with the comics. And then they were taking companies to court left and right. Subway, Sears, that one car company I just mentioned a little bit ago. But now this is happening. And then to top it off on top, the Methuselah situation? Where is Toho's infamous teeth? They used to ragdoll anybody that crossed their path. And now it's just, oh, we're just going to look the other way. And so now we're going to start having these knockoff, bootleg-looking Godzillas on our shelves. And the first toy reviewer I see that gives this thing a positive review, I swear to God, I'm going to mail you a box of dog shit. Fresh. Maybe I'll even feed Melina some corn on top of it, just so it gets some color on it. Because if you want to review literal shit and call it good, I'll send you shit so you can call it good. And with all that said and done, folks,
Godzilla says you should like and subscribe.